Energy efficiency is top of mind for many companies with the goals of making their products more sustainable. And one company that is working to make electrification more energy efficient is Ideal Power. And with me is the CEO, Dan Brdar, to talk about the latest developments with the company. And I know energy efficiency, one of the main goals we've been seeing, not just because of high energy prices, but just over general concern with energy efficiency and trying to be resourceful. So can you share how your technology hopes to help those companies reach those goals?
Sure, happy to. Our technology is a semiconductor device that's used for controlling the flow of energy in a whole variety of devices. And it really applies to a lot of things that we use every day. It can be used in solar power. It can be used in electric vehicles, electric vehicle charging systems, data centers that have UPS systems for protection, motor drives. So really wide applicability, really all focused on how do you make all those applications more efficient? How do you get more useful energy out of them?
And last time that we talked, you had introduced this SymCool Power Module, and of course the bidirectional switches that you were just talking about. Tell us a little bit more about that disruptive technology and where it came from.
Well, traditional semiconductors have kind of plateaued in terms of what can be done with silicon. And we've come up with a new technology that uses the infrastructure that's out there to make silicon devices, but can produce something that is much more efficient so that you can get much lower losses. The SymCool product that we introduced is actually one that's specifically targeted for solid-state circuit breakers. Our utility infrastructure is really not designed for where we're going, where you've got solar distributed in homes and businesses. We've got electric vehicle charging stations going in. Our antiquated utility system is really a centralized generation and distribution system. As we move to these more distributed resources and more distributed use, you need the ability to isolate those if there's a fault or if there's a problem in the system. And the best way to do that is with a solid-state circuit breaker because they act very fast. They don't have maintenance issues, but you need a really efficient semiconductor to make that work. And that's really what our SymCool product is all about. It enables solid-state circuit breakers because it has about half the conduction losses of a typical semiconductor that you could use in that application.
Interesting. And you mentioned a lot of applications for your technology. Talk a little bit about the B-TRAN and what investors should know about the long-term potential of that.
Yeah, because it can be applied to so many different technologies, we can be used in electric vehicles for the drivetrain to help you get more range out of the batteries. We can be used in energy storage coupled with solar to get more useful kilowatt hours out of it. We're going to be bringing out a variety of products. We've introduced SymCool. We're going to be bringing out an intelligent power module that applies to things like solar coupled with energy storage. And in the longer term, we'll take advantage of some of the more advanced materials that are coming into the marketplace, things like silicon carbide, where we can bring our technology to those advanced materials and just continue that technology roadmap to bring improved energy efficiency to a really wide variety of applications.
Now, you mentioned the intelligent power module. So tell me about that a little bit more and the commercialization of that.
Sure. What the intelligent power module is, it takes the SymCool product that we introduced this year and really adds intelligence to it so that it can sense what's going on in terms of how it's being used. It can be controlled to be turned on and turned off locally, which really makes a smart device that now you can start to incorporate into things like the power converter that you would use for your solar energy installation. We're going to be bringing that product out a little bit later this year, and then we'll continue to bring out more that are really focused on some specific applications where we can have a big impact in how they operate.
Anything else on the horizon?
We've got some pretty exciting things we're doing. We're doing some work with one of the world's top automakers on a custom module for them. And we're getting close to getting into the next phase of that program where our technology would be part of the drivetrain. And that really has the opportunity to drive not just big scale for us, but really validation, pretty big level in terms of the credibility of the technology and what it's capable of.
How can somebody find out more about Ideal Power?
Best way is go to our website, www.idealpower.com. You can learn about the technology, you can learn about the history of the company and see something about the applications and what the products look like.
Okay, thank you so much. Great to get an update, and I look forward to the next one.
Thanks for having me, Jane.